Demetrius, going into this fight, how are you dealing with the pressure, knowing that you not only have to win, but have to look extremely impressive to continue, the momentum that you had after your win against Monterey?
I feel no pressure. A lot of people keep talking about this pressure. I'm gonna put pressure on my opponents. I'm gonna give them that pressure. That's the pressure you don't want to feel. Everybody want to hear pressure. You're gonna see me put pressure on Brian Rose come June 14 at the Barclays Center. I'm gonna make that my second home. But I ain't worried about what everybody else is saying. I'm going there and do what Demetrius does, and that's have fun and give the people entertainment and what they've been, what they come for, and what they pay good money to come see.
I watch Brian Rose. I see an ordinary fighter, probably one that is not quite, definitely not quite as accomplished, but probably not as skilled as Vanes Martirosyan. What do you see?
I mean, I see a guy. He's 25-1. He's coming to the USA to fight Demetrius Andrade. He must be a tough fighter to be 25-1, like I was saying earlier. The pros and amateurs is two different things. You're going against grown men that's that's fighting to feed their family. So just going by points and little titty taps is not going to stop anybody. He's the lion. I'm gonna be the lion whisperer, and I'm gonna tame him, and I'm coming to stop him pretty much, because I don't feel like has the skills and abilities to go 12 rounds with me. But he might be tough enough. You never know.
You've heard, the whispers, the rumors that you haven't really fought anybody on that world-class level. Is that now what you are? From here on out, you want to stay. You just want to get the top guys in the division.
Yeah, definitely. I don't believe I got the credit that I got when I fought Vanes. I don't understand why. At the end of the day, he was 33-0, 2004 Olympian. A lot of people avoided Vanes. I was one that said, let's make it happen, let's go. I don't care who it is, let's make the fight happen. He fought Lara, gave him problems, like I said, for the first 6 rounds, and Lara started figuring him out afterwards. You never know what happened. Fight got stopped. No rematch. Carlos Molina, I seen him fight Lara on ESPN, I think it was, beat him, and they gave the fight to him. Now, I've been calling Carlos Molina out for a long time now. Shout out to Warriors Boxing, but he don't want to make it happen unless there's big money into it. And of course, I understand the business because you put a lot of money and time into a fighter. But I'm looking to fight Carlos Molina. If not, I want the winner of Canelo, Alvarez, and Lara. If not, I want to be able to get in the ring with the man himself, Floyd Mayweather. Why? Because he has something I want. That's the WBC. If he wasn't in the 54 division, if he didn't have that belt, I won't be worried about him. I'm going to be the next cash cow. Please believe it, because I do it. I'm going to achieve it.
Do you feel like you need to, how important is it that you not only win, but you dominate Brian Rose? Because, face it, he's little known here in the U.S. This is a showcase for you. And how important is it for you not only to win, not necessarily to stop him, but to look as impressive as you did against Vanes Martirosyan?
I mean, going in there versus Vanes Martirosyan, as you see, I clearly beat him with just my jab. That was the tool that was key to that fight, and there's a lot more in store. Now, when I get in there with Brian Rose and I figure out which tools and what tools to use that night, you're going to see. But my job is to go out there, have fun, do what I've been doing, enjoying the sport of boxing, loving something that I've been doing since I was J-High. And as far as impressing everybody, of course, that's how I got here. That's why I'm the world champion, because people want to see me. And HBO is giving me the chance, and they should, understand that the development of Demetrius Andrade more than just, let's get Demetrius Andrade with a tough fighter. It's about making somebody a star. HBO sees that. They should, they're putting the time now and the effort to help develop Demetrius Andrade and bring the network back to life.
Have you watched the fight over, Martirosyan fight? don't know if you saw it, but Max Kellerman at the end of the fight said that when we have a fighter with Andrade's style, if he proves to be special, we're gonna want to see him. Okay, if he's just good, very good, then he's really not gonna make a big impact on the sport. But if he's special, then like a Floyd Mayweather. Do you feel that in your prime, you're not in your prime yet, you feel when you get there that you will be considered a special fighter?
Of course, I believe I'm a special fighter now. I clearly beat somebody that was 33-0 with 30-something, 20 knockouts, 25, 29 knockouts. Nobody wanted to fight, and I beat him with my jab. I outboxed him the whole night. And you know, looking back on it, Max Kellerman did say something about, if he's going to be special, I need to be doing something more, or whatever the situation was. But don't forget, I was in there with a 2004 Olympian, not somebody that is a dummy that's just going to go out there and just put his jaw at risk and just call it a night. No, so therefore, you know, I'm also a smart fighter, and I'm going to go out there and get the W if necessary. Like I did, I'm not just going to go out there and start haymaking things and knock somebody out just to impress Max Kellerman. That's one. And at the end, he also said, you know, I threw a lot of punches. He would like to see me versus this Lara.
Erislandy Lara.
Yeah, Lara, Cuban Lara. And he sees the potential and what's there. So, you know, that's his job to make me look good and make me look bad. But I'm not worried about it.
How do you get right now, really, guys not going to fight you unless they have to. You know, you're the WBO champion, so you're not rated. You're not rated in the WBC, in the IBF, in the WBA. So how do you get those guys, like the winner of Canelo Lara, like Carlos Molina, like any of the other champions? How do you get them in the ring?
This is the only way. This is the only way. This is the only way I can explain this. When Ishe Smith was champion, everybody and their mother was calling this guy out.
Champion.
Yes. Whatever champion he was, everybody and their mother was calling him out. My dad was calling him out. My grandma was calling him out. My teammates that don't fight was calling him out. Now you got a real champion and nobody wants to call him out. So there you go. That's the difference. And these guys ain't going to get in the ring with me unless the risk is worth the reward. It is a business. Nobody wants to get in there and fight for pennies, man. At the end of the day, you're putting your life at risk. But I also think, you know, by this fight, generating more fans, you know, trying to figure out what we're going to do as far as networks, because I'm not signing anybody, and just, you know, getting more exposure and doing more events and just, you know, figuring out what's it going to be to get the fan base, because at the end of the day, it's what the fans want. The fans pay the bill, should I say, and I also want to bring them excitement to the sport of boxing. So all you people out there that want to see me fight these people, you got to fly over, buy tickets, and support Demetrius Andrade. Get in there with the best, because it's a business nowadays.
You told me last May when I saw you in Vegas at the Canelo Mayweather fight that you would like Floyd Mayweather's his last fight of his 6-fight contract with Showtime. Okay, so what can you do? How can you build your brand so in 12 to 15 months, first of all, that you're ready for that fight, and I'm sure you probably feel you're ready for it now, but not only in the ring ready, but also like build your brand and your name so the public wants to see that fight.
Yeah, I mean, of course he won't want to pick me now because he still got a few fight deals with Showtime, where if he loses now, he might not want to come back. So let's get him all the wins he can, and in that last one, let's put him up with somebody that's you know, colored, that got some rhythm and knows how to be agile just like him, and be able to adjust and box and get fancy and do all the things he can do that I can do. Of course, he doesn't want that. He wants people that's going to stand in front of him, that can be outboxed. No disrespect to Danny Garcia, but if you've seen his last fight, you can. And I went to the images. I've been on the images with Danny Garcia. His amateur background is not that big. He is a true professional champ. Like I said, no disrespect, but Mayweather could clearly outbox him. And what more can you ask for? Out of Mayweather wants to pick a champ at a 140 division that people love. He does have a big following. The country's behind him, Puerto Ricans, and you know, it will generate a lot of fans, and you know, that's why he's going that route. And like I said, he's fighting people that he know he can outbox at the end of the day, because Danny Garcia is not going to be the one to outbox him.
So your feeling is, I'm bigger than Floyd, I'm faster than Floyd, I just don't have the name recognition right now to get that fight.
Yeah, definitely, you know, that's what it's all about. Like you said, branding and getting that popularity up and having them true followers that's going to spend the money to go to Vegas, to fly over, you know, to root on and gamble and have fun and bet against or on Floyd Mayweather, Demetrius Andrade, whatever it is, because at the end of the day, it's all business. And the guys he's been picking, you know, have them countries behind them where they do have some pesos, and they come over and they spend that money to see Mayweather get beat, just like the Argentina, his last fight, and all the other Mexicans. They're like one of the biggest supporters of boxing, and you know, why not? It's always a revival versus Mexicans versus USA, should I say.
Do you have, is there any style that you I mean, would want to stay away from? I mean, you care about fighting a punch, like say a Jame, like a Kirkman.
I mean, my promoters that asked him and asked me, I told him, yeah, man, let's make it happen. You know, the response we got was no. Will I fight him now? I mean, I'm not too sure, because I'm looking for bigger and better now. You know, I would have fought him way before I got the belt, or opportunity to fight him to get the belt. But I guess he was making a decision to go to 60 or 54. I know he was in some jail trouble. He is a good fight, and I know looking at that fight could be like an Ali versus Joe Frazier. You know, a little short guy that everybody thinks hit hard versus, you know, tall, fast, and got that wiry power. So, you know, I'm willing to do it. There's no fear in me, and I know I easily outbox him or sit in the pocket with him. You know, southpaw versus southpaw. But like I said, I'm looking. He's not the best because he doesn't have a belt, and therefore he was pro before me. He had the opportunity. He couldn't get there. I did. Therefore, I'm looking for the people that has a belt so I can unify the division. Now, if he gets a belt somehow, or he becomes a mandatory, then we can make it happen.
There's two things that the boxing world knows about Demetrius Andrade. One is that your skills are off the charts, right? Your skills are off the charts. The second thing is, we know that doesn't have tremendous one-punch power, but like you said, you have some pop. You're a wiry guy. Now, the two things that the boxing world doesn't know, we don't know about your heart. We haven't seen, you know, what kind of heart you have. We haven't seen what kind of chin you have. So talk about those two things. Do you feel like you've been tested in both of those, you know, both of those respects, your chin and your heart?
I mean, first and foremost, I'm not going to put my chin to the test. You know, I'm going to slip and dodge and block all the punches I can. My heart, I wouldn't been champion and my amateur background since I was high. If I didn't have the heart to go in there against the best, like the likes of Danny Jacobs, the Austin Trouts, the Lara for him, I can keep on going and going and going and going and going and going. Keith Thurman for him, you know, look it up, go on the thing and figure out who I fought. So heart got me where I'm at today. They all know you must have heart to even step into the ring. Some people say Vanez was one of my toughest fights because I got knocked down the first round. Definitely wasn't, you know, I was whooping his ass before then. You know, I thought I was there to land a nice, solid, straight left on him, and he had, you know, he long reach than me. I wasn't properly in my angle. I got caught with a good shot, you know, took me off balance, fell down, got back up, gathered my thoughts in my mind, and said, this guy cannot beat me. He is not better than me. This don't mean nothing. We got 11 more rounds to go, and I beat him with my jab. But he ran the whole night. So let's get it hot. and chin tested is out the picture, man.
That's important for a fighter with not a lot of experience, not a lot of professional experience like yourself, to get dropped for the first time. You weren't hurt. That was obvious. It was a flash knockdown. You were a little bit off balance. You could call it with a shot in the chin, but you got
it was clear. It was a clean punch.
You weren't hurt.
No.
Yeah, you've never been hurt in your professional career, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen just about every round of yours, and you've never been hurt as a professional. So the getting off, being able to get off the canvas, like Artie Blulo was talking about, and coming back and winning that fight, and you dominated that fight. It was a split decision, but it was awful. I mean, you dominated that fight.
And
so,
you seen the stats?
Right. The punch stats were heavily in your favor. So, tell me, take Floyd out of the equation. Give me one name after you beat Brian Rose. One name, if you had a choice, who would it be? Take Floyd out of the equation.
It depends who wins this next fight against Canelo and Lara, man. Honestly, I would like to get in there with a top guy that's undefeated, that's well known. Like, Lara is undefeated and on record, and Canelo lost against Mayweather. But if I had it would be one of those guys.
But do you think realistically, right now, you could get the Canelo fight? They said, say he beats Lara. Do you think you could get that fight?
I don't know. He might not want to fight me because he knows he's going against a real dog. And then you gotta look at what's going to generate. But what's really generating this Lara fight? Who's Lara to be really? A lot of people who really follows Lara. So. We probably got close to almost the same fan base, and he's from a country that supports boxing. So you never know. But whoever, man, I don't know. Whoever got a belt, man, whoever wanted. Carlos Molina, Lara, Canelo, Mayweather. There's rumors and spokes about the twin guys.
Jamel and Jamal Charlo.
That done nothing in the sport of boxing to me for me to even give them a shot yet, because who has they really fought? Go against Vanez, and if they beat Vanez, then we can say okay, then they fought somebody. Other than that, they fought a Glory Foreman that was old and washed out. I was there, I think, when Angulo fought him. Angulo, I would call Angulo up, but I was his sparring partner for the Lara, and I don't really think he wants to fight. Just put it like that, unless we're talking real big money.
Is staying at 154 in the future plans, or is a move up to 160, maybe even 168 eventually? Is that pretty much going to happen?
Only the body can tell me. I can't time in the body. 154 is where I'm at. I'm making it smoothly right now. 160, there could be a lot of possible fights, but to be a star right now and to have that ultimate fan base and be a star is at the 47 and 54, 40 to 54 right now, not 60. There's nobody at 60. Nobody's really tuning into. I know there's the GGG. There's Kid Chocolate, Denny Jacobs. But other than that, there's really no big noise in the 160 division. And right now, I want to make big noise, and all the big noise is right where I fit in, 154, so let's make it happen.
So to have any chance of getting a Floyd Mayweather fight down the road, you need to stay at 54, obviously, because he's not, moving, he's not going up any higher than that. And would you make the concession that Canelo made if you were to get that fight down the road and give up another couple pounds to fight Floyd?
I fought 52 all through my amateur career. You know what I'm saying? I would usually come in at 54, 53. I can make it a 52, but why? You got the belt at 154. You made 154. So why can't I make 154? And that's some girly bitch shit, real talk, man. Just not to be disrespectful, but that's some girl shit to tell somebody, oh, yeah, okay, you're paying big money. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? It's part of boxing. You want to make that big money to support and feed your family. Yes, that would be a reason why you would do it. But at the end of the day, that's some girly shit to sit there and be like, yo, make 152, and then you can't go over 56. Like, come on, you can hydrate all the way up to what you want, and I can't. Come on, that's some girly shit.
Okay, last question. you were supposed to be in New York. I think that you missed your flight. You're supposed to be in New York for the Mayweather promoted card between the fight between Jame Love and Vladimir Biasa. You would have been in Vladimir's corner. You would have been in the ring. You would have had the opportunity to speak to Floyd Mayweather, who would have been right there in your face. So, what would you have said to Floyd? What would you have said to Floyd if you would have been able to speak to him as a WBO junior middleweight champion?
I mean, you know, I tell Floyd, man, stop fighting these girls, stop fighting these people that that's just gonna do the same thing and try to throw one hit quitters at you. We all know you're not known for that, man. Get in there with somebody black that got some rhythm, that has some color, and that can fight back. And let's dance, baby. Let's dance.
Good job, man.
Yeah. All right.